Hello everyone. Let's start with the chapter 8 from the book Footprints Without Feet. Title of the chapter is The Hack Driver. Uh, Before we read the chapter, let us know what this chapter is about. It's about a young lawyer who comes to a village to serve summons on a person named Oliver Lutkins. Oliver Lutkins is a friendly hack driver who takes this lawyer around the village in search of Lutkins. Now, does the lawyer find Oliver Lutkins? And who is this Lutkins? So, if you do not know what a hack driver means, this carriage, which you can see here in the picture, is a hack which is used to carry passengers or goods from one place to another, and the person who drives this is known as the hack driver. So, let us start with the story. A young lawyer, after graduating with honors, now works as a junior assistant clerk in a distinguished law firm. He says, after graduating with honors, I became a junior assistant clerk in a magnificent law firm. It was a big company, so because he was a fresher, he started as a clerk, though he was a lawyer, the one who had graduated with honors. So, here in this firm, he was going through the training period where his work was only restricted to serving summons on people. Summons means the orders, documents from the court where a person is needed to appear before a judge or a magistrate. So the training period was not that good, and the lawyer, throughout the story narrates the story using I. So you'll read most of the times I was doing this, I was sent, because this is the lawyer, the one who is narrating his whole story. So the lawyer says, I was sent not to prepare legal briefs, means he was not asked to prepare the legal documents, but he was asked to go and serve summons on the people, which was, according to him, was a work of a cheap private detective. Sometimes, the lawyer says, I had to go to dirty and shadowy corners of the city to seek out my victims. Some of the larger and more self confident ones even beat me up. So he says, some of the times the unpleasant side of the city had to be seen, because when I went to serve summons upon people, those one were very big in size and they were very ferocious kind of criminals, they used to beat me up and they never used to take the summons. So he did not like this kind of nature of the job. So he hated this unpleasant work and this training period, and sometimes he wished that the side of city which is revealed now it's not likable, it's not good. And most of the time he even considered running away to his hometown, where the lawyer says, I could have been a real lawyer right away, because he wanted to practice law. He didn't want to be a clerk only. Without going through this unpleasant training period, he thought, if I go back to my hometown and I start practicing law, I'll become a much known, renowned lawyer myself. But right now, he was working as a clerk. So, one day, when his firm, law firm, asked him to go 40 miles away from the city to a village called New Mullion to serve summons on a man called Oliver Lutkins, this lawyer was very happy because he was getting a chance to drift away from the city life at least for a day. The man named Oliver Lutkins, he was needed as a witness by the company with which the lawyer was working, and this man, he had ignored all their letters, he never received them. So the only way out was to send a man in person who could hand over the letter to him and ask him to come and present himself in front of the magistrate or the judge. So the lawyer, he says, when I got to New Million, my eager expectations of a sweet and simple country village were severely disappointed. Because most of the times, what do we hear in the stories and in the tales, that villages are beautiful, green fields are there, people are very friendly and warm, etc., etc. But when he went there, all his expectations, they did not come to true, and he was disappointed to see the village. Its streets were rivers of mud, with rows of wooden shops, either painted a sour brown or bare, of any paint at all. So, why was he disappointed? Because there was mud in the streets, and the rows of the wooden shops, the shops, they were mostly made up of wood, with either with no paint, or if at all there was any paint, that was of brown color. So it all gave a very dull looking picture to the scenery of the village. The only agreeable sight about the place was the delivery man at the station. So, when he looked around here and there at the railway station, he happened to look at a man who was dressed up as a delivery man, means the one who delivers people or goods from one place to another. And the man was about 40 years old. He had a red face, he looked very cheerful, very happy, and around the middle, means around the belly area, he looked a little thick, he was a little fat. But overall, the man looked pleasant. His working clothes were dirty and well worn, means he was working hard, and he had a friendly manner. The way he was dealing and doing his work, it looked friendly to the lawyer. You felt at once that he liked people. Sometimes it happens when we happen to meet a person for the first time, yet we think that this man can be very good, friendly. Sometimes we only meet a person and we think that person is really not good enough. So these are the vibrations that we get after meeting people. So when the lawyer looked at this delivery man, he thought that this man seems to be very friendly, and he could be the one who likes people. So this lawyer went to this delivery man and he told him, I want to find a man named Oliver Lutkins, because when we go to a new place, we have to ask so many people around. So the lawyer thought, why not to ask this delivery man who looks friendly? And he said, I want to find a man named Oliver Lutkins. Thus, delivery man said, Lutkins? Oh, I saw him around here about an hour ago. He said, I just, for an hour, I saw him. He was here only. Hard fellow to catch. He said, he's very tough man to be caught, though always up to something or other. He said, he's not an easy catch, because he's some all the times he's up to something or another, means he keeps on doing something or another, so you cannot catch him that easily. And the this person, this delivery man, he informed the lawyer that he is probably trying to start up a poker game in the back of Fritz's shop. Because in village it is generally believed that people know each other very well. So this man also was showing to the lawyer that he knows Oliver Lutkins very well. So he was telling him about his routine, that right now I think he must be starting a poker game in the back of Fritz's shop. Poker game is a card game, as you can see here in the picture. I'll tell you, boy, is there any hurry about locating Lutkins? This delivery man asked the lawyer, I can help you in finding this man, Oliver Lutkins. Are you really in a hurry to catch him? So the lawyer said, yes, I want to catch the afternoon train back to the city, and I was very important and secret about it. So, to show his own importance, that he was doing some very important work, the lawyer said, yeah, the hurry is that I want to go back to city by catching the afternoon train, because my work is very important and I have to be very secretive about catching this man, Oliver Lutkins. So the delivery man said, okay, I'll tell you what, I've got a hack. Hack is a horse cart, I told you, like you can see in the picture. I'll get it out and we can drive around together and find Lutkins. He said, okay, if you are in such a hurry, I've got a horse cart, I've got a hack. If you say, I can bring that hack and I can drive you to find Lutkins. And this man, hack driver, he further informed the narrator that he knows most of the places Oliver Lutkins hangs out, means he visits. So, what else he needed? The lawyer found him very open and very friendly. He said he was so open and friendly that I glowed with the warmth of his affection. Sometimes, when you meet so helpful people who are readily there to help you out in every matter, you feel good. So, similarly, the lawyer was feeling good that such a strange person who doesn't know me at all is ready to help me find out this man. So, he was very happy to have met this person. And the lawyer says, I knew, of course, that he wanted the business, but the kindness was real. Of course, his motive was to earn some money. by taking him around in his hack. After taking the rounds of the village, he could have earned money. So the lawyer understood this thing. He said that I know he wants business. He knew that the hack driver wants some money, because if he will be using his hack, he'll be giving him some money. He said, but I knew that the person was really kind and he really wanted to help me. So he thought that I have to give money to somebody. Why not to this kind man? And he was happy that the fare money, means the rent, it would go to this good person, the hack driver. But still, because he wanted to show that he had come from the city and he was smarter than this village man, he bargained, means he wanted to get a discount down to $2 an hour. And then he brought from his house nearby a sort of large black box on wheels. So after bargaining that the lawyer would be paying this hack driver $2 for every hour, the deal was done, and the hack driver went to a nearby house and he brought this hack from the nearby house, and they started on their hunt to find Oliver Lutkins. So this hack driver remarked, well, young man, here is the carriage, and his wide smile made me into an old friend. And he smiled so warmly, so friendly, it appeared to the narrator that he was very old friend who had known him for a long while now, though they had met just now, but he thought that he knew him for a longer while. And wherever he went, all the villagers, they seemed very ready to help a stranger. He had already made it his own task to find Oliver Lutkins for me. And the narrator was so pleased to think inside his heart how good these villagers are. They are always ready to help others, like this man, this hack driver, is ready to help me. And he has made this work of finding Oliver Lutkins as if this is his own work. So he was feeling really grateful, he was feeling really happy. And the hack driver further said, well, I don't want to interfere, young fellow, but my guess is that you want to collect some money from Lutkins. He never pays anybody a cent. So the hack driver, just it happens when we meet somebody, so we want to talk about something or another. So for the sake of talking, this hack driver asked, though I don't want to interfere in your work, yet it is my guess that you probably want to get some money from Lutkins, because he is such kind of a person. But let me tell you, he never pays back anybody even a cent. Cent is the smallest denomination of money. And the hack driver said he still owes me 50 cents on a poker game. I was fool enough to play with him. And then he told his own story. He said he has to pay me 50 cents because he lost on a poker game. But I was really a fool that I played with him because he never pays back. He's not really bad, but it hurts to make him part with his money. There are certain people like Oliver Lutkins who, though not bad, yet they would never pay back anybody's amount. So he was such a kind of fellow, and the hack driver told the lawyer that he never pays back anyone. If you try to collect from him in those fancy clothes, he'll be suspicious and get away from you. So the hack driver, trying to be very friendly with the lawyer, he suggested him, because the lawyer was all dressed up in his formal attire, in coat, pant, etc., hat, etc. So the hack driver told him, if you try to find him in these fancy clothes, I'm sure he would be doubtful and he would run away from you. You will never be able to catch him. So if you want, I'll go into Fritz and ask for him, because he himself, the hack driver himself, had informed the lawyer that this is the time for Oliver Lutkins to go to Fritz's shop. That may be the name of some person in the village who owned a shop where people used to play poker games. So he said, if you wish me, I can go to Fritz's shop and look for him first, and you can keep out of sight behind me. Otherwise, if he will look at you that some person from city has come to deliver summons, he may run away. The narrator found it a good idea. I loved him for this. By myself, I might never have found Lutkins. And when in a strange place, people are so friendly, they want to help you in any way. Obviously, you feel grateful. Similar thing was happening to the narrator. He was feeling very grateful to this man, this hack driver, and he was thinking, If I myself had to find this man, Oliver Lutkins, I would never have been able to find in this village, thanks to this hack driver who is ready to help me. With the hack driver's knowing help, I was sure of getting my man, and I was quite sure that with the help of this hack driver, soon he'll be able to catch this man named Oliver Lutkins. And the driver, when he offered the suggestion, the lawyer took him into his confidence and told him that he did not want to take money but he wanted to serve the summons on Lutkins, that the man had refused to be a witness when his information would have quickly settled our case. He said, my motive of coming to the village and trying to find out this man Oliver Lutkins is not to get some money back from him. The only purpose is that I want to serve summons on him because we need him for a case, and if he provides us information, we can win the case quite easily. The driver listened earnestly, very carefully and sincerely. He listened to the whole story, and at the end, he hit me on the shoulder and laughed like some friends do. So, in a friendly manner, he just tapped on the shoulder of the lawyer and laughingly said, well, we'll give Brother Lutkins a little surprise. He said, then fine, I'm there to help you. Let's give Lutkins a little surprise. Let's start, driver. When the narrator asked him, said him, okay, driver, let's start. So the hack driver now introduced himself. He said, most folks around here call me Bill or Magnuson. My business is called William Magnuson Fancy Carting and Hacking. Now he formally introduced himself, who he was. He said, people here know me by the name Bill or they call me Magnuson, and this is my work that I run this little company named, this little business named William Magnuson Fancy Carting and Hacking. Actually, what he was doing, he was just a hack driver. Like you can see here in the picture, he was a horse cart driver. But what's harm in giving it a big and fancy name? So he had given this hack business a very fancy name, and what the name was, William Magnuson Fancy Carting and Hacking. So he said, yes, Lutkins is just as likely to be there as anywhere. He plays a lot of poker, he's good at deceiving people. Bill seemed to admire Lutkins' talent for dishonesty. And though Bill Magnuson, the hack driver, was trying to help the narrator, yet he was somewhere or in some manner trying to praise Lutkin also. He said, though Lutkins is a very dishonest person, he deceives people, means he cheats people a lot because he plays a lot of poker where people put a lot of money at bet, but he never pays back anyone. So the narrator was thinking that Bill seemed to admire Lutkin's talent for dishonesty because he was praising him in such a manner. I felt that if he had been a policeman, he would have caught Lutkins respectfully and jailed him with regret. And the narrator was thinking in himself, if Bill Magnuson, the hack driver, had been a policeman and he had been given the responsibility of catching Lutkins, so any day he would have caught Lutkins with very respect. And if he was asked to put him in the jail, he would have put him in the jail with regret. Means he would not have been happy to put Lutkins in jail. This was all the thought of the narrator, of the lawyer. Bill led me into Fritz. Finally, they reached to Fritz's shop. Have you seen Oliver Lutkins around today? Friend of his looking for him, said Bill cheerily. When they reached to the shop of Fritz, Bill, as they had decided that when they'll go to the shop, it would be Bill Magnuson, the hack driver, who would go inside first and would ask about Lutkins. Otherwise, Lutkins would run away. So, according to their plan, first of all, Bill went to the shop and he asked the shopkeeper, "Have you seen Oliver Lutkins around here today? Did he come here to play poker? Because one of his friends has come and he wants to meet him." Said Bill cheerily. Fritz, the owner of the shop, said. He looked at me, he looked at the narrator first, who was hiding behind Bill, and then he hesitatingly said, "Yes, he was in here a little while ago." And with a little hesitation, he answered, "Oh, Lutkins was here a little while ago. Just now he left. Yes, he has gone over to Gustav's to get a shave. Gustav's was the name of a barber. So he said, I think he has gone to Gustav because I heard him that he wanted to get a shave. So now, Bill Magnuson, the head driver, he drove the narrator to Gustav's barber shop. Again, Bill went in first and I lingered at the door. So, as they had already decided upon that, first of all, wherever they had to look for Lutkins, Bill would go first and the narrator would follow him. So, similarly, this time also, when they reached Gustav's barber shop, Bill went in first. He inquired about Oliver Lutkins, and the narrator kept on waiting at the door. Let us continue reading in the next video. Till then, enjoy.